Okay. So today I'm going to be doing some enhancement shaman view with a friend of mine from our guild. I don't particularly know a lot about enhancement. Um, so we're just gonna have some fun with this. Just kind of see what I can pull out the basics, and y'all have any thoughts in the comments. He already told me that he was kind of spec wrong up until Sun King. That's fine. Um, yes. All right. So we're okay. So now, so now all these logs use damn ascendants, which really throws off. But I mean, luckily Earthen Spike is really easy to figure. It's really easy to look at. Let's see kill times here. Shriekwing normal at 5 minutes. Holy shit, that's our heroic kill time. That's forever. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah. There you go. I mean, hey, it's like it is weird. 100% of the top logs use ascendants. So I mean, we can do Earth Spike on its own. Um, oh, you were using ascendants. Okay. So yeah, so I would just roll ascendants. If that's what everyone's doing, roll it. I just was going off the guide because that's what they said, but it doesn't seem like that's actually the truth. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nice. Well, I mean, so like kind of when we did the first log review, I looked through and there were like you were doing like not very many frost shocks. I can see on the first one you made that like that was a good point on there that you did get 9. That's 8 more than the last fight that I looked at. So let me pull up these longer top logs here. Probably in yeah. Um okay. This guy got so he's running. You're Venti, right? Okay. So you got both of your so like big things, you got both of your guys in. See, as far as Storm Strike, let's take a look here. So you had a couple times where you maybe that was while you were probably hiding, or you got echolocation. So between zero, oh, were you in a, because you were in ascendance. So between 0 and 25, there's only one cast a Storm Strike, and like that is your ascendance window. Okay, and then it's completely switches what the attacks are called. Then it becomes Wind Strike and Wind something. Wind. Okay, cool. And it looks like you use that a lot in there. That's good. And that's pretty much what. So let's go here. Ascendance. Cast Wind Strike on cooldown. It looks like got 8 casts of it in the first window, and then 4 in the second. And that's RNG though, right? Perfect. Okay. And then let's see. Sundering, you got 5 casts in. Sundering, he got 5 in. Okay. So at 30. Wow, Sundering for such a high level talent, Sundering is very low on your prio. That's insane. Um with that being said, it might be a good idea to just use it immediately as soon as everything's on cooldown. Um, but that might have been where you were at 27 seconds. Um, no, yeah. You literally use Frost Shock over Sundering. Like, that's such crap. Alright, I'm not even gonna look at that spell. Um, so your CPMs were still at 35, but that is a product of how long the fight is, and you got those 2 big interruptions. Whereas other numbers will be higher because of that, because of the fight duration. Chain Harvest was used pretty much on cool. It's every minute and a half, right? So you missed 1 cast on that towards in the execute phase. So that's something. Just get that squeeze. That's extra little bit of juice there. Um, yeah. And so looking at Maelstrom weapon stacks, there was only a few times when you actually did hit 10, and you only hit 10 and stayed at it for more than you had one instance where you stayed at 10. No, that's 9. Where you stayed at 10 for more than a global, which is really good. But you did have Maelstrom. Oh, because they killed it right after they came out of a runaway phase, and you weren't able to get any Maelstrom up in the execute window. Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sure. Right. So light bolt. So yes, you didn't get any. So you had at 415 at 309. So then it's a minute and a half. It would have been up at 430 at 449. So you wouldn't have had time to cast the fourth one. Technically, it was available. It was off cooldown, but by your rotational priority, it wouldn't make sense there. Um, Flame Shock uptime, that window from 30 seconds to 55 seconds. So I'm looking at it. At 36 seconds, you're on the boss, and then you run off. So even when you do have echolocation, like you can use your shocks as you run away. And then so you got an echolocation into that. So you got your echolocation at 36 seconds. So there would have been, so you casted your last flame shock at 21 seconds. So with you can refresh flame shock within 5 seconds of it expiring. Um, so you were at the boss at 36 seconds within that 5-second expiration, and flame shock fell off. You're running away, and that's something that you could have done. So you have echolocation at 39 when it falls off, and you're still in melee range. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I'm looking at. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Oh, you're watching it? Okay. So then you see over here on the left. This is you right here. Okay, cool. All right. So then let's see here. Frost shocks. That only needs to be cast, so it should be like alternating, right? So then we'll see, other than the runaround window, which starts at 140, 140, 150-ish. So we'll take a look up until 150, because you did get flame shock off at about 150, which is great. Um, so let's take a look at frost shock. Maybe I can get both in. So okay. Yep, that makes sense. Frost shocks back to back. 330. This is your window here. So there's probably like one or two here that you might have been able to hit, depending on how your rotation was going and what kind of procs you were getting. Um, Okay, I think so. For Shriekwing, it's just keep Flame Shock up as you run away. Um, Great RNG on the Ascensions. And what was that? What was that percentage on this log? 15. Or well, 42 is your parse. 15 by eye level. I mean that's big compared to like where you might have started. Also in weird talents. So that's good. All right, let's switch over to something else. Let's see, Buddha Enerva. Were you spec? Looks like you might have been spec correctly for Enerva. That that's your first blue, brother. All right, here we go. That's the first blue I've seen. All right, here we go. I don't want this guy. All right, so let's not talk about that. No, okay, we'll do that. It's this is like chaotic ad cleave, right? Well, actually, wait. In normal, you only get the one ad, but there's only the one pet, right? There's only the one pet. Yeah. Okay. So let's not do that log because that's just basically single target, and we've already done that. So we'll do Huntsman. All right. Casts. All right. So kill times are for them 446, for you 443. So this is actually a pretty good 1-to-1. All right. So when y'all hit Lust, you went into Ascendance? Nope. Yes? Yeah. Okay, cool. Excuse me. Excuse me. So he is using his Ascendance. Looks like there and there. I'm not sure what's going on there, but he's using it in the Bloodlust window as well. And he did get 2 in. Because Ascendance lasts what? 15 seconds? Okay. So he actually kind of squanders his second Ascendance. Um, yep. So then, even with a longer kill time and y'all having relatively similar Ascendance windows, he still got you. So like this, the cast per minute on Storm Strike was still kind of was still got 12 extra in a relatively the same kill time. It's a little bit quicker on his end. He's using more Crash Lightning, which I guess he was probably using on the ad. Let's see what he did. Okay. So it looks like were they were tanking the shades out in Siam. Okay, well that'll screw up anyone's log, and so that will change. No, no, no. I mean, sorry, like Hecutus and Margor. Okay. So y'all both got relatively the same damage on Barghast. It looks like the difference is, and y'all aren't even that far apart on Huntsman damage. 1.8 versus 1.11. That's gear score. So then the difference on this is Hecutus and Margor damage. Um, he got you by 150k. So let's see what happened. Yes, well, let's take a look at what he was actually doing to this guy. It's a guy called Shike. He's a person who has slower kill times but higher parses in from the normal leaderboards. So it looks like he's actually hard swapping. He's hard swapped to Hecutus. He's on the Flame Shock, Flame Tongue, Crash Lightning. Actually, wait. Storm Strike, Fear Attack, Sundering. Oh. No, 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 no. Okay. Why is this different? Done. Done to enemy. Victus. That's the final guy. So yeah, so he has this is 31 chain lightnings in the whole thing. I'm not seeing chain lightning. Chain lightning is the top. Yeah, so he is clapping them when he can. And he's also lining up. It looks like he's lining up Sundering. Looks like. Oh, you were in an Ascendance window at that time. Okay. Crash lightning. Flame tongue. So yeah, on Hecutus, no flame shocks went on to Hecutus from your log. So that's just like yeah, you literally said you were aware of that, so I'm not even gonna go about it. And he didn't really prioritize frost shock at all on this guy. Um, but let's see in the Hecutus window here. You hit him twice. Yeah. Let's see. What do they say here? Um, Castle Nathria Enhance. Huntsman Altamore. Crash Lightning at all times. Try to hit both targets. Actually, it doesn't say to use to use that station. So I don't see anything about them saying the number of targets in the guide. But this guide also tells you to run Earth and Spike single targets, so I'm not sure. Alright, so anyways. Chain Lightning is there. Liquefying Ooze did a bunch of damage. Flame Tongue Weapon did a bunch of damage. So it's just because he's sitting on the ad, it looks like, and then keeping Flame Shock up on both. So that's just something to look at. Flame Shock on both. Um, using Chain Lightning, and then making sure that you hit both targets with Sundering. Um, uh, I mean, seems like it. It's yeah. I mean, I would say not too long. But if you just have to like adjust for a second, and I think that's why he switches to the ad. So that way he has an axis he can move around that makes it easier for him to swing it in. Like he can aim at a central target instead of aiming from a moving target. So sorry, at a stationary target with his sundering instead of aiming at a moving target trying to go from the boss onto the ad. That makes sense? Right. So you being on Hecutus, the boss isn't moving. You're moving. And so you can hit a still target while you're moving easier than you can hit a moving target while you're still, I think. So that's I think that's the logic behind swapping. Let's take a look at fucking Margor. The easy open cleave here in the beginning. Margor, Crash Lightning, Chain Harvest, Fury Attack. So, I mean, this was late at night. So, yeah, so you did get one Flame Shock off on him. Chain Harvest, that's great. Sundering, looks like you did hit him with it. And then you're an Ascendant, so that's going on. So, getting those extra Storm Strikes, part of that is RNG. 45 cast per minute. That's again like we were talking about 35 on some of the other pulls and 52. So it's coming up. Wind Fury Totem, 5 casts. That's not on CD. 4 casts, that's fine. Sundering 7 casts. Sundering 7 casts, that's great. Oh, I have a very sad kitten behind me. You'd think we didn't cuddle for an hour before I got onto this. Um, the drama. Here he goes. He's gonna try to bite my mic. Lava Lash, 21. Let's see, 19 casts, 21 casts. So it just seems like hit Crash Lightning, and the other big thing is Chain Lightning. It looks like that seems like a big deal. You got 16 of those in. So looks like he is also casting a lot of lightning bolts. He's still got 25 lightning bolts in on top of the extra 16 chain lightning. So part of that I'm guessing is Maelstrom RNG. Oh my god, this is hard to do with a cat. Kitten. Scooch. But yeah, that's cool. And then what else would be different? So that's like 2 target cleave. don't really. Do we have a hectic ad cleave in this dungeon? Sun King. Okay, so that's not. We won't use that data then. Oh my God, kitten, please. I love you. You're very handsome, but you need to stop this nonsense. Stop the hate. We'll do another. Oh my God, I'm gonna have such bad hives on my chin. Oh, he's rubbing right on it. Okay. Single target. That's two target cleave. Um, let's look at Sun King just for shiggles. Ow. Well, like stuff like Storm Strike is the same. So their kill time is 640. Your kill time is 935. Ow, kitten, son of a pup. So yeah, I bet. So that's good. I mean that this one is weird for DPS cooldowns. Uh, so one thing that I'm curious about is on Warcraft Analyzer it says to use your Earth Elemental. Yeah. So I think that is actually DPS gain in any single target. I mean, his Earth Elemental literally only did 3.4k, but something. There you go. Yeah, and I so that was just on WoW Analyzer, right? And I don't actually see them saying anything about use your shit on cooldown. It's like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't think it does that much damage, but it looks like it's literally not worth the global. Tier 4 talents, Shocks and Pandemic, Crash Lightning. Crash doesn't spread it doesn't like spread your Flame Shock. That would be a dope mechanic. Let's be real. Hog. Nice. Oh wait, I actually had another thing that would be good to look at on Huntsman real quick. This one's still on Huntsman. Awesome. So, oh yeah. Damage done. Strike. So yeah. So look in here. So he casts Storm Strike 55 times. We've already talked about that. But the amount of hits, 126 to 140. So he got another 7 cleaves. He got another 7 counts of Storm Strike out of it. So that's probably the biggest. That's probably like the biggest thing is to just make sure that you cleaving as much as possible, and that's so down to raid mechanics. But anyways, okay, we're gonna do Sun King. Okay. So the beginning starts out with a big DPS bump. So he bumped up to 15. did no ascendants. Let's see. Yep, that's ascendants. And you were running earth and okay. Okay. So, and it casts here. Yeah. Yeah, so you with that big thing in the beginning, it seems like getting that earthen spike. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if it's worth it to get it out. But on the big ad in the beginning might be useful. I mean, the idea would be to yeah, earthen spike. And yeah, I mean honestly, like I think probably just slapping it down because there's yeah, there's a big window here where there's no casts of it. Let's look. Yeah, and that's another reason why it's like yeah, it's another reason why it's like okay, this is late. This is a 9 minute kill. Um, so this log as far as cast times is not gonna be useful. Um, 31 CPMs. So like part of that is what it is the nature of the fight. The other part of it is uh just, yeah. Celestial guidance. Let's take a look. Shike. Force Wind, Storm Flurry, Earth Shield. Yeah, this is Sun King. Yep. Yep. Forceful Winds and Ascendance. Um, let's see. You were running Lava Lash, Lashing Flames, I think. So yeah. So I mean, this is just it's just for what they would say it would be wrong spec, right? Because you're intensely single target. So let's look at something. Because the only thing I can think of that is like in any way, it's really so different. See if I can find somebody who ran those talents. Giant no, absolutely no one. All right. No, I don't think it's like that. But yeah, I literally cannot. Only one person ran Elemental Blast. Everyone else was running Forceful Winds. And yeah, no one ran Earthen Spike. So it's just yeah, it just is what it is. Wrong spec. It looks like the uptime was good. It looks like damn, let's go back to casts here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's well. This is like another. This is like when I left Artifice for the first time, and I went to Illidan to start, my parade of misery. Yeah, start chasing CE. That was one of like there were a lot of like culture shock things, and the other one was that like the amount of gold that you just have to slap into things, and so it's like having top end consumes, using top end consumes every pull, even on prog, and it's like okay, like right now I'm pretty happy I can sell my runes because it makes my life really easy, and all I have to do is like do my mobile app, and I get thousands of gold a day. But yeah, keeping books on you at all times, doing this log review stuff, like it's a big culture thing. Um, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah, yeah. Well, you can actually sim DPS as the tank, especially for keys. Some people do actually sim DPS. I do it for my DH. Yeah, yeah. Um, so let's just take a look at easier things. What conduits are they using? What are you using? Okay. So eight. So it looks like it's pretty even split. The slight lead is Agent of Chaos and Thrill Seeker, which it looks like you use, and then Friends in All Places, which is what they use. Wait, that's not conduit. Rip. I was like, oh, that's really good. You got it. No. So it looks like they're using Unruly Winds, Thunderous Pause. Okay. Hmm. What's Spirit Walk? Is that your wolf? Seems like that is a third, but still a popular choice. Spiritual Resonance. Bloodlust or any similar effects grant you 4 seconds of Spirit Walk. So that could be so like if you're dealing with a boss that's high movement, um, that I can argue like you don't want to as a melee you don't want to lose any uptime, and so getting that extra movement speed could like potentially allow you to get into cleave range faster. And it's only right. Feral Lunge is a global, right? So I recognize that this is like hyper min maxy and really tweaky, right? But I mean it's not if you it's a consideration to make for your finesse conduit. It's a consideration because the others effect abilities, the cooldowns on Tremor, Earthbind, and Capacitor by 1 second. I mean, right, right. And so then you're probably getting like 6 seconds of Spirit Walk, which again is like 6 or 7 seconds. So I'm thinking like, so I think that there's in like with like Dark Vein, with Sun King, with all that stuff, I think there's an argument to be made there that that is a good idea. But again, that's flavor. But those things, so Totemic Surge and Refreshing Waters affect things that pull globals away from your GCD, away from your DPS rotation, whereas Spiritual Resonance is completely passive. So let's take Shriekwing for example. Shriekwing, when are you using Tremor, Capacitor, or Earthbind? Okay. Huntsman, when are you using Tremor, Earthbind, or Capacitor? Like maybe on a stun. right on the shades. So then the next thing is, oh, this is just, it's a good thought process to go down. Um, it looks like people aren't, people are mostly running refreshing waters. The top parses, but that is a endurance conduit, so it's just a different path that they took. Whereas totemic is the finesse route, so it's just something to think about. So it looks like, I mean, Thunderous Paws is the one that people get hyped about. It looks like is the winner in that. Unruly Winds is the winner, followed by Thunderous Paws. Ghost Wolf increases your movement speed by an additional 3 seconds. I mean, whatever. I would. What? Wait. You're using the one that people use, Unruly Winds. Okay. So it looks like you're using the Doom Winds, right? So then the only person who's not using the Unruly Winds is someone who's using the Witch Doctor's Wolf Bones. Like, should always use the lightning one. Yeah, and so I think that's the slam dunk. I think that your potency conduit is correct. Um, so let's take a look at Mythic real quick just to see. So when they're dealing with all the mechanics in the world, what are they choosing? Top Parsa is choosing Spiritual Resonance. A lot of them are still choosing Thunderous Paws. Um, so and then there's some people using the other tree. But it's yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean it's like people seem relatively on the finesse. Like a lot of people are choosing Thunderous Paws, but it seems like Spiritual Resonance is also up there in the top parse in the world on Mythic is Spiritual Resonance. So that's something to think about. People see value in it. Oh yeah, I I I don't. So Shriekwing normal, Forceful Winds, top 100 Mythic parses. Next, pure single target, Hungering Destroyer. Everybody's running Forceful Winds. And it just seems like people don't use that lava lash talent. Huntsman. All forceful wins because it's cleave. It looks like that is the thing that's happening. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Looks like elemental assault. People switch in and out of that, maybe. Uh, it looks like you just have one build for enhancement. It doesn't look like anybody's doing anything. It's just the one fucking build. That's just wrong. Love it. Yep, no, everything is super boring and the same exact thing. Council Blood, Sardonathrius. No changes yet. So you don't even have to switch talents anymore. You can sell all those books you just bought. You don't have to buy any books ever. Everyone, YouTube, the people of the world, if you're sick of paying for books, play Enhancement Shaman. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It's fine. Just there's this guy. He doesn't even have any talents. He just leveled. He got himself all the way to 217. Never selected a talent. Look at that. What a guy. No, absolutely not. It's just an error in the what they're showing. It seems like for me, I love things that are just completely passive. That sounds really wrong. I mean, hey, and so you get 9 seconds of sprint every time you get lost. So hopefully that translates into uptime for you. It doesn't seem like that's a problem yet, but I mean in higher stuff it might be. You never know. Yeah, and that's it.